Hi guys, we're back here again. I'm here with the lovely Matt and Steph from Insymmetry Creations. Hello.
Hey, how you doing there?
Good.
Kpop.
It's me. Hi. It's very nice to meet the both of you.
Thank you.
And I'm very
excited.
Oh, thank you. I'm very, very, very excited to learn about the Kickstarter that you have going on and all the other titles, because you seem to have a lot of titles happening. And I really like the themes of each one of your books because they're fairly different from each other. I like that a lot. I like that you're giving us range and stuff. But we're gonna pop back with you in 1 second. We're gonna go say hey to the chat real quick. Sure. All the way from New Mexico, we have Las Cruces. What is up, Las Cruces? All the way from the UK, we got the greatest mod on the planet. We have Glenn. What is up, Glenn? Thank you for dropping the links. You're awesome. We have a new. What's up, TF? How are you doing? We have your lovely selves in here. So yes, go follow them. They're great. And we got John down here. What's up, John? How you doing?
John is the one who sings your praises from the top of the highest mountains. Yes.
I adore John, and I adore Argyle. It's one of my favorite things I've ever seen in the book in ages. So yes, thank you, John, for doing that. You didn't have to, but thank you very much for doing that. All right, so they're all chatting in there. They can keep going. So I'm gonna make it weird for a second. I'm gonna highlight one of you, and we're gonna do some introductions. And Steph. Hi, Steph. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I am great. Thank you for having us on. I'm Steph Cannon. I'm one half of Insymmetry Creations. We are a content creation, comic writing, article writing, movie review, and panel host, MC. We do it all. Convention personalities, as we like to say as well. But we're here to talk about what we do, most specifically the Kickstarter that we have going on right now, which has 4 days left, I believe, now, for the latest story arc in our steampunk time travel apocalypse tale, Heirs of Isildur, which we'll get into later on in the show.
Very nice, very nice. I also see that you might be into doing 5 and 10Ks because I see some medals behind you.
Yes.
A little bit.
I am. I'm a crazy runner. I do about 100 miles a month. I've done 21 half marathons, 2 full marathons, and too many 5K and 10Ks that I can count.
Nice. So, I love that. I started getting into about 4 years ago myself. My goal is to make it to one of the Disneyland ones one day.
Oh, I've done several.
I've done several.
Some of the medals are behind me, and they're my favorite races of all time. They're amazing, and they're doing some this year. They're doing a Halloween themed one that I would love to go to. I think it's already sold out. So
that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Yeah, if you have the chance, they're incredible, and just running through the parks when no one else is in there is an experience for sure.
That sounds heavenly. All right. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I like you more now. Yeah.
Hey.
All right. Matt's up next. Hi, Matt.
Hey, how you doing? So my name is Matt Knowles, the other half of Insymmetry Creations. I'm in Florida, and so I am, somebody that does a lot of, Florida did conventions when the first convention back in the country after COVID happened was in Florida. Steph and I were a part of it. As she said, we do a lot of titles. I'm a metal musician, so there is a lot of metal music that is tied into the different titles that we do that helps expand out the stories. And we think that's one of the things that makes what we do unique is that there is a musical piece that you can actually go and get your hands on that can help expand out the titles in a way that is a little different than you see other people do. I am absolutely positively not a long distance runner like Steph is, but I am a soccer official, and I've refereed over 5,500 games in my life. Okay. So I do get my chance to get out there and do athletic things like that. But I'm definitely not the kind of person like Steph that goes and runs 9 miles when she's bored.
I do make him run with me from time to time, though.
Oh, even better. I like that a lot. We actually have a couple newer people popping in chat. We have Jason, who just ended his stream with Hojo to come in here just for us to hang with us.
That's pretty cool.
Jason.
Oh, okay.
It is pretty cool. Yes. And also, Henry, how are you doing? And we got Joe. What's up, Joe? So yeah, we got a couple people just popping in. Yes. He do like the metal. Yes.
Good. We like the metal too.
We also like the metal. I am wearing, what am I wearing? I'm wearing an old Guns N' Roses shirt, but yes, I love the metal. The metal is great. You occasionally run to the fridge to grab a beer. There you go.
As long as you're moving.
You're moving, you're getting up.
We'll make
doing
it count.
The things. Yeah. All right, let's do the weird one. There we go. Boom. Here, I'll put it up here so you guys talk through. So hi, hello. So when did you guys meet and become part of your, like, when did you guys create the Insymmetry Creations?
So Insim has been around in name since 2018.
Okay.
Officially as a legal entity beginning of 2019. Steph and I were both doing content creation. Obviously that's, I mean, clearly if she's in California and I'm in Florida, you know, we were doing things on our own independently. We ended up both showing support for a fellow creator that was going through some, at the time we thought was some unfair criticism online. We never know, that never happens, right? I had shown some support to him early on in this thread, and then the thread went completely viral and people just kept commenting. And Steph commented 3 weeks later on this thread that it just never ended. And for whatever reason, Facebook popped up saying that this random individual had made a comment on there, and the way that she responded was something that was similar to the way I had responded weeks prior. And I looked at her page and I was impressed with the art that she had put up there from a story that she had commissioned previously. And that kind of started us down the train. We both at the time felt like we knew we were prepared and we knew everything we needed to do. I came from many years of being in a metal band and, you know, releasing CDs and playing live shows. And I'm like, cool, I'm just going to play music and I'm going to go create a comic and it's going to be easy. And, you know, Steph had things that, you know, for her getting into the biz, she thought that she knew. And then we met and we kind of quickly were like, holy crap, there's this whole thing that I just don't have a clue about. And luckily this other person is really strong in that area. And we both had common goals, and it was a very seamless, very quick realization that we would be able to take the creative journey a lot easier together than separate, and hence you have the formation of Insymmetry Creations.
Very nice, very nice. I like that you were also in the metal band. Oh, interesting. Did you know that Isildur was a famous online poker player worth billions?
I have no, I did not know that. You learn something new every day.
Yeah. So when you got together, what was the first like book that you worked on together?
So I was already in the process of doing the original Heirs of Isildur arc, which is called The Crossroads Conundrum. It was written as an ebook and then turned into an illustrated novel, and it still exists out there. We still sell a ton of copies of it, but it's not really a true comic. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that looks like a comic, but it definitely is a lot more wordy and has a lot more prose in there alongside the art. But that's what I was working on, and that was the first thing that Steph was exposed to. I had released 2 of the 11 issues in that arc, and immediately she came in and became a part of the back end, the editor and the creative consultant. And then as time wore on, that role just became more and more to where she's more of a co-writer now on what we're doing, because there's so many moving parts, and you have to have a writer's room, and we just are a 2-person writer room on that. Steph was working on some stuff as well. I don't know if you want to get into the different things that you were working on, or how you were working on at the time kind of played in the 2-pager and different things like that. And
I was doing 2 ends of the spectrum. I was working on a very long graphic novel script. And then I stumbled upon an online comics competition, and they had different categories. And one of the categories was a 1-page comic. And I thought that sounds doable from a money perspective, because then I only have to pay for 1 page of art. But I thought it would be a challenge too. And I found that I really love writing 1-page comics. I would love to, we'll probably do it again at some point. But yeah, and so that was the artwork that was on. It ended up becoming finalist in that competition, and that was the artwork. That's not my artwork, but it was my story that Matt saw. So I was kind of doing both, and then that led to me wanting to do more anthologies. And anthologies is really where I got my start in indie comics. I was finding them out online. I started becoming part of the indie comic community and just hearing them from other fellow creators. And there were a few that were going on at the time, and I was able to get submissions into a few publishers' anthologies. And one was a 2-page comic, and the other was about an 8-page comic or so. So I started off doing a lot of short comics, mostly because that was what I could afford at the time to pay for. And then it just kind of, ballooned from there.
Oh, that's so really cool. I'm big into anthologies. I really like the horror ones.
Okay.
Yeah, that was what they
Isabel.
were. Was horror
Oh, they were?
anthologies, for sure.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, horror is my jam. I'm a horror writer. I write for Fangoria. I'm a film critic in Creepy Kingdom, Horror Buzz, Horror Geek Life. So horror is my love.
You might know some of my friends. Do you know Peggy? Christy? Peggy Christie?
That sounds really familiar.
She does a lot of, she's local to here, but she does a lot of film critiques, and she does stuff for Fangoria, and I think some other things too. But yeah, you might run into her. Yeah,
I'm sure. Yeah,
she's awesome. She's awesome. I like her a lot. Yeah, I am also, if you can't tell, a massive horror buff. Like,
yes,
I love it all.
Well, you would probably love the fact that we've got a definite, very strong tie with the horror community in Florida. Florida's got a ton of horror conventions, and there's a series called Spookalla. And it started in my town of Ocala, Florida, but now most of their large shows are running out of Tampa, Florida. And I'm the panel host and MC for those shows. So I do all the celebrity interviews. The last show, we were a part of the largest gathering of Ghostface with the original Ghostface Lee Waddell in history. So there's the main page on Spookalla's site right now is just all these hundreds of people there in Ghostface. So it's super, super cool. So we've done really cool things, like we did like the 42-year anniversary of the original Halloween 3. So I got to get to interview them. I've done the cast from It, the boys from the show that are some of the nicest people ever. Jamie Kennedy, Seth Green, all kinds of fun people. And then this show coming up in a month and a half, they're going to have a Scream panel, an OG Scream panel, a Scream 6 panel. There's going to be a reunion panel for Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's going to be awesome. Plus a ton more.
Record that one.
Oh, the Killer Clowns guys put on one of the best panels you'll ever sit through in your life. It is so good. It was so good. I ran into them at the last Astronomicon that's here, and it's kind of
awesome.
You know what Astronomicon is?
100. We tried very hard to get into Astronomicon. Yeah. One, we're huge fans of Dirk Manning, and and we also have some pictures of us with Twisted. Twisted was at one of the Spookalla shows, and we hit it off like gangbusters. I mean, that was one of my favorite panels ever. Was the dudes from Twisted. So the guys from Astronomicon were there, and the Twisted guys were like, dude, you better get to Astronomicon. And so we're talking with the pro, like, man, look, literally your boys from Twisted want us there, man. Hook us up. And we couldn't make it work out yet, but we'd love to be at Astronomicon.
Did you see? Okay, if you've not seen the lineup for this year, it's happening at the end of April.
I'm not.
Oh, it's a lot of the Hatchet crew. Plus Kane Hodder is going to be there. It is Tony Todd's going to be there. It is getting hooked up. And the wrestlers that they picked for this year, I am so excited. It's actually Kane, Mick Foley, and a couple other people. But I am so excited about this. I can't wait. And I know Dirk's going to be there. He's usually always there. But he's good peeps. We run into each other at Metallica. So
Mick Foley is a freaking riot. That dude is an absolute riot. He's such a great human being. We've met a lot of good people through the horror community. So many good people. I can tell you the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I do have to admit, if 13-year-old me knew that I was going to be on a panel with Suzanne Snyder from Weird Science, 13-year-old me would be losing his mind.
That was every boy's crush back in the day. Let's be real.
Weird Science is like my favorite movie of all time.
Weird Science is amazing. It's amazing. It has so many talented people in it that you would not think that would be in this movie, but there's so many.
Yeah.
Poor little Anthony Michael Halls.
Florida's some of the best death metal of all time. Yep, believe me. When I was playing in my previous band back in the day, a lot of what we did centered in Tampa and Orlando, and we definitely have met quite a few of those bands from back in the day. I remember one time being at our old warehouse, and there was some dudes sitting out on the back of a pickup truck, and they were listening to us, and it was like Morbid Angel was sitting there listening to our band practice, and we're like, what the heck? That's freaking crazy. How many people can say that? Just sitting there hanging out in the back of the pickup truck listening to our band practice from outside the garage door of the warehouse.
That's amazing. Yeah. If Ryan pops in here, you will get along great with Ryan. He is actually in a touring band at the moment, and they're from the South, but they're amazing. He's got some good stuff in there. But there was actually a couple people in the chat that are from Florida, and I know they were at MegaCon, and a bunch of them are getting ready to go to Heroes Con when that comes up.
Okay.
Yeah, they had a giant. My goal was to go there in 2025, but they had about a 60-some YouTube meetup last year at Heroes Con. So yeah, that was pretty cool. What's up,
baby? I can tell you, those guys that are in the chat, if you're from Florida, you want to get your butts out to Spookala in Tampa the first weekend of April. Steph and I will be there, and it's gonna be a super fun show. I'll be back doing the panel hosting, and we'll have all of our stuff there, all of our titles there, and it's gonna be a great show. So hopefully you guys can make it on out.
That's him right there. He's from the Florida. Kev says, "Ooh, they came to a local family-owned theater and aired the movie with the Punk and Band Dickies opening. Nice. I wonder if that's the event that Callie went to, because he went to one about 2 months ago as well. It was just specifically a Killer Clowns event.
That's wild.
That's cool. It is so awesome to see too the popularity of how that movie is growing right now, because they're getting ready to launch the game, and I believe they just announced an actual sequel to the movie. So I am full on excited for this because I love movies. I don't care how cheesy they are. If you have good practical effects, I want foam.
Me too. I'm a practical effects girl all the way, especially with horror. I love it.
It's my favorite. And I got another guy from Florida right here. What's up, Roscoe? Yes, we said Florida.
Yes, we did.
We got Spooky in the house. Well, if you don't know, this is our actual Dracula.
So where is Imposter Dracula? If we have actual Draculas here, who is the Imposter Dracula?
There were several last year that came to troll him, and they tried to take him out with actual Van Helsing at Heroes Con last year, is what happened.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's pretty great, yes. And what is up, Blake?
I don't know if what's going on, Blake? Blake is the man. Blake is the man.
Blake is awesome. You might get to review the game.
That'd be so awesome.
That's exciting. I'm so jealous of you now. Andrew,
I don't know if you paid attention to like Terrifier and the Terrifier series.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw, they did a viral video. It actually went pretty much viral, where they did the first ever live performance of the Clown Cafe song.
Ooh,
and that happened at one of the Spookala shows. I had a panel with everybody from Terrifier, and I walked behind the curtain and to make sure, hey, this is how everything is going to go, blah blah blah. And they're back there with the guitar kind of playing. They're like, hey, just so you know, we're going to debut this song on the stage. And we just had to like very quickly figure out how to make that work, because the stage, even though it was set up like a band stage, wasn't set up for a musical performance at that moment. So we were just completely flying by the seat of our pants to make it happen. But they did like a behind the scenes version of this. And I'm wearing my top hat, which I always wear at shows. And they literally put like an arrow over my head going, top hat guy, top hat guy, top hat guy. So like, if I see like the agent for a lot of those guys, Sean, he's like, hey, what's going on, top hat guy? We saw him in Shreveport, Louisiana. What's up, top hat guy? So kind of went weird viral from that whole thing.
That's awesome. I'm all for that, dude. Yes, and yes, I also hear there's going to be hot dogs at Heroes Con. I told you it was a hot dog enthusiastic chat here. Thank you guys. You guys kill me. No, I'm so glad I get to know you guys, because I love everything that you guys are talking about. Metal, running, horror. Let's go.
I know.
This is great. It's amazing.
At the go right now.
Yes. Have you done any of the horror runs?
I did a zombie run right in the very beginning when I was first started running. And it was an experience. It was like half mud run, half zombie run, and it was a blast, but it was insane. It was like, you're getting chased by zombies, you're crawling through the mud. There was one point where we were actually like crawling underneath like live wire, like got shocked.
Oh,
like there
man.
was like, it was good. You had to like sign a waiver saying, if I die, it's okay. That type of thing. So yeah, it was a blast. It was crazy. I would love to do more. Maybe not that so much anymore, because now I'm all protective, because I'm like, well, now I don't want to get hurt. But I would love to do a horror themed one. I've done a couple of like the Halloween like local races and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm big into what is it? I run Movement, and then what are the other ones? But like the Virtual Pace series, where you could go and just sign up from online, just do them anywhere you want. You could even do them on a treadmill one too. but they have a lot of Halloween ones.
They do.
Yeah.
I did a lot of those over the pandemic when races weren't happening.
Yes,
so I was doing a whole bunch
yeah.
of those, and I had like a bunch of t-shirts, and Matt did a few with me. And just because they're nice, and I love the theme. So yeah, I did I actually did one this last Halloween. I did a Sleepy Hollow one just because I wanted the shirt. I'm like, this is really cool. So
yeah, I like the ones. I forgot what it might be. Yes Fit. I don't know, but you get like a giant medal like that one. Yeah, you get the giant medal. Then you go like every like section you get like another chunk, or you get like a detailed view. Like I did the Thor one, which was quite amazing. I did not know a lot of that.
I think I did that one too. Actually,
you might have.
I did a whole lot during the pandemic days. So I'm like, there's no racism. I need goals, and so I just did a whole bunch of the Yes Fit races during that time.
Perfect. Yeah, I love that. I know every year there's one, it's a Halloween one, but it's for like the Humane Society they put on, and they have themed ones for that, and then a portion of whatever they sell goes towards like the Humane Society. So I like to do those ones every year.
Usually there's some sort of like nice little incentive, so they're fun.
We have a question from Bebe. He is in Florida, so what hue of black do you use around your eyes?
Oh, it's a mess. I love that question though, because I love fun makeup. And I'm always this is what I'm known for. I've been known to scare small children in Target who told me their mothers are scary.
Scare them.
This, apparently. So I do regular eyeliner, and then I do liquid eyeliner, and then I just do like really heavy. Like when I do like this dark stuff, I do like the really heavy dark black eyeshadow. But I do love fun eyeshadow, and we're that way at shows. Like if you see pictures of us at shows, it's always super dramatic, like big, bright. Whatever matches our outfit, that's what I do all the time because I work from home. So I'm like, you know what? I don't have to answer to anybody about how I look. So I'm just going to do fun eyeshadow for, whatever holiday it is or whatever the case may be.
And we try to make sure that we dress alike or as similar as we can at shows for a couple of reasons. One, because it's super fun to be able to go in there and do that. And then we do it because we want to make sure people can't tell us apart. I mean, if seeing as how I'm 6'3" and I'm 6'5" in shoes and then with a top hat, and Steph is like, barely able to not blow away with a very, very brisk breeze because she's like she's less than half my size. So it's humorous when you see two people that are dressed identical, but then it also actually works out too, because then people say they see me on the panel stage and then they see Steph walking around. They're like, okay, there's an intentionality to why they're dressed this way. Mm-hmm. They're purposely dressed in something that looks like the 1970s blew up on them.
It's like your grandma. I always say it's 1980s grandma couch.
We love it. Like your grandma's couch. I love it.
And then it's fun when we go out to eat or go to like a grocery store after the show. We're just like walking around. People are like, what? Like, what are these people doing?
I adore it. I love dressing up as well. Like I have a whole costume area. I'm trying to figure out how to make my own because I like costuming and art and all that stuff. But yes, if you like makeup, you and Christy, I have a feeling would be super besties because she does every year. She'll get like this advent calendar, but you open up, it's just eyeshadows.
That's me. That's totally me. Like I'm all for that. I love it so much. I'm not the best at it, but I try. I love playing around with it. It's very little time that I have to actually do fun makeup.
I didn't put anything on today, which I feel sad about because I actually do like messing with makeup because I actually like painting, so that it feels like you're painting something. When you
that was me yesterday. We had like an early show and I run long on Saturday mornings, and I originally didn't think I was going to be able to do it, and they changed the time. And so I'm like, well, I'm going to be in my running gear and like tore up. So I'm like, normally I would never be caught dead on a show like that, but I'm like, you know what? It's all right. So I was there in my running stuff, like no makeup, my hair pulled back, like it was all crazy.
I bet you look fabulous. I woke up this morning at like 9 o'clock for a grocery delivery. Then I hopped on a stream in my pajamas. So
yeah.
Sometimes you got to do that. What's up, Slash? How you do it? Yeah. You guys are cool. You guys are awesome. I like you guys. So question, what is your favorite music band? What kind of band are you listening to when you're listening to music?
So I will say this. Normally, I am listening to whatever crazy ass metal my ears and hands can get themselves onto. I try to be incredibly diverse in what I listen to. It's always going to be on the more extreme side. But I've got a buddy, Jay Wendell, who is somebody who has becoming known for, he always gets himself drawn into our comics. But Jay used to run a radio show and a live stream show, and he had me guest host it quite a few times back in the day. And there was one show that I did. I had 16 different bands that were played on the show, and they were from 15 different countries.
Whoa.
And it wasn't like I was trying to go find them. Just this is what I'm listening to. So it could be Inferi, it could be Trollfest, it could be Imperial Circus Dead Decadence from Japan, which is one of the best metal bands I've ever heard in my entire life. Wagaki Band. But then again, you know, at the same rate, you drop of a hat, I'll be listening to 80s music. I'll be listening to stadium music. I do some in-stadium PA announcing for a semi-pro soccer team. So I have to find stadium music and dubstep and stuff like that I can get into as well. So like Saki no Awari from Japan has a song that I absolutely freaking love called Habit. And it is the most J-poppy song you'll ever hear. But I'm like, I can listen to anything. I've been listening to a lot of Kool and the Gang recently, a lot of their lesser popular songs. You know, I love 70s funk, Kool and the Gang and stuff like that. But Steph is a music fan as well, for sure.
I am, but it's very eclectic. It's very I love 80s. I love, if you look at my running playlist, you're like, what the heck? It's like everything from like gangster rap to metal to like slow tunes and everything in between. Because if it just gets me like going, then I'm gonna put it on there. I don't care what it is. But Matt has really introduced me to metal. It wasn't that I was never a fan. It wasn't ever on my radar before. And I'm like, oh my God, we went to the first live show. Was it
Nea Bliviscaris from Australia?
Yeah, it was Nea Bliviscaris. Was the first live show we went to together in Orlando, and I was blown away by the energy and the positivity. I'm like, here is this, you know, people have such a preconceived notion of what death metal is or metal is and how the fans are going to be. And these are like the happiest, nicest people, because we met we talked with them afterwards or beforehand, I think. And just looking at the fans and how much fun everybody was having, I'm like, this is my jam. This is my realm. I'm all about this. This is great.
Oh, dude.
I'm big into like folk metal as well, like Elevite. The original lineup from Elevite are very close friends of mine. Myself and my former band were literally the first Americans that they had ever met.
Wow.
We actually pranked them before we even met them, which was kind of crazy for this group of very conservative personality people from Switzerland to have this bombastic group of Americans prank them before we even met. Was one of the crowning achievements of our lives. We're like, we went to Europe to do a short tour with them, and we happened to be at the record label owner's house when the delivery of all of their merch came in for the show. So we're like, dude, we're popping open their merch and we're going to send this band a picture, and all of us are going to be wearing their brand new shirts that they've never seen and holding up their CDs and telling them how amazing their songs are. And it was unbelievable, the reactions we got from them. They were just like, who are these freaking ridiculous, wild, loud Americans? What's going on? It was fun. And then, you know, the one degree of separation. I'm not sure if you've heard of the band Camelot, but
yes,
Camelot.
I've seen them. Yes.
Okay, so you know Sean Tibbetts,
also from Florida. Yeah.
Sean Tibbetts, the bass player with the long blonde braids.
Yes.
Sean is a former bandmate of mine in that band, and Sean to this day is still a very, very close friend of mine. Like Sean and I keep in contact regularly, and yeah, he and I have some stories to tell. Yeah, Sean is a good dude, really good dude, great friend of mine, and yeah, so I'm really happy to see him out there, you know, touring worldwide with Camelot.
Oh, I love them. I adore his vocals. What's the name of the guy that took over for vocals on Camelot?
I can't remember his name.
You can picture him.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
and he's isn't he married to the Lotus chick? That's her name.
Yes, he's married.
I want to see him play Phantom of the Opera so bad, just based on his vocals. He's got that whole thing. He would be amazing for that.
Yeah. Cobra Page is who he's married to. That's
yes. Cobra and the Lotus is what.
Yes,
Cobra
and the Lotus.
My favorite band of all time actually comes from Japan and is the Gazette. It's my favorite band of all time.
Matt's gonna check them out after the show. I can promise you
Gazette,
that.
Gazette, yeah, Duran Gray. They've been around about 20 years, but they're my favorite band of all time. Yeah, Duran Gray is also great. So many good bands. I'm super huge into Euro metal.
Okay. Like what kind of Euro metal bands?
All of them. I went down a whole Nightwish thing, then I went down a whole D&D metal thing, then I went down dwarf metal. I went down all of it. Hailstorm is amazing. I love them all. What's up? I listen to a lot of Acid Mammoth. They're from Greece. I listen to a ton of stuff.
Ailstorm, super fun band. Super fun band.
They
Love
are fun. They give me like total like Run Festy vibes, which I'm also a huge Run Fest fan. And oh my god, yeah, come on. They sing about beer and mead and.
I would tell you one of the big bands I really like is Stortrain from Switzerland. Stortrain is unbelievable.
Switzerland and Finland have an insane amount of awesome metal. It's crazy. I saw Avatar with Baby Metal one year. That was probably the most hyped concert I've ever seen. They're great. They're fantastic live. Oh, they were fantastic. Blake has a question for you.
Oh, Blake, thank you for asking. So last summer I like badly injured my hands, broke 2 fingers, and tore a whole bunch of ligaments.
Oh, no.
And it took months and months and months. So they're as good as they're going to get, but they're never going to be 100% again. That's what happens when we hurt ourselves when we get a little bit older. So I've got the usage back, but there's definitely some things like I don't have like full range of motion with them, and I just never will. So I've just sort of accepted it. But like in the mornings, it's hard. Like I'm like, I can't open a jar like I'm 80 years old or something,
I feel your pain. Yeah. I feel your pain. I had surgery in my left shoulder, arm, wrist. 2016. Now it just never quite goes back to where it was before. Yeah. You just kind of learn to live with it. But I'm glad it's mostly healed and you're on the mend from that. I did see in the comments too, someone asked if Cannon is my real last name, or if there's some like hidden agenda. No, it's legit my last name. But you know what, it works and it's a cool. I'm like, that's where I get comments on it all the time. That they're like, that's a pretty cool last name. I'm like, hey, it works for being a writer, and you can. And I actually like love pirates and like pirate stories anyway, so it works. I love pirates. Pirates are great. And if you don't know, Matt here is our resident troll, and we're not talking about camel lights. Sorry. That sounds interesting. You want to see, dude? They were just on tour here, and I missed it. But yeah, they were just on tour, and they're great. If you see them, go see them. They're fantastically energetic. Nickelback also rocks pretty hard. Yes. Yes. No, the one chick had to leave because she had medical stuff, so that it was down to 2, but then they hired like a dancer chick to just fill in the 3rd spot.
Yeah, very bizarre. Very bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they were young and they went gung-ho galore out of all of that. Hang on a second. Let me get rid of that.
I'm telling you, if you guys haven't listened to Wagaki Band, you've got to, if you're into that stuff.
Legends, yes.
Wagaki Band is so good. The musicianship in that band is just absolutely ridiculous. Like that is when we did I Am Qido, which is the Far East spinoff from Heirs of Isildur. It was very logical and easy for us to do that because there's been years of me just shoving bands from that era. From that area straight down Steph's throat, like Thonic from Taiwan.
Sometimes it's great, and sometimes I'm like, you're killing me with this.
Thonic from Taiwan, Black Kirin from China. Obviously, you said Imperial Circus Dead Decadence, which again, if you haven't listened to them, they had my top album of 2022, and it wasn't even close because I'm like, they're the kind of band that you listen to. You're like, hey, what kind of metal does Imperial Circus Dead Decadence play? And you're like, yes. They play everything. It's like the weirdest concoction of everything, just kind of like thrown into a blender. And you're like, it's extreme metal with some black metal vocals, followed by some J-pop, K-pop kind of vibes in there. Yeah. And you're like, why would they do this? But how can they make it sound so awesome? And then I also love the band Kanonenfiber from Germany. They have a World War I German vibe, but their thing is from the viewpoint of the soldiers in the trenches and the horrible feel, and it's just such a fun band. So yeah, very eclectic in the musical taste for sure. Yeah.
A lot of the bands I like it because they'll like come out with an album and then they change their whole look, but they also change their entire sound for each album, which is neat. I like when that happens. There are some amazing bands in Korea as well. South Korea has some great bands. No Brain is one of my favorite punk / bluesy bands. They're great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm literally typing all these things down because they're going to get checked out.
We'll have to come back and just do a full-on music show one time. Because if you don't know, my name is Kpop Junkie. I've literally been listening to Kpop for 30 years. So, yes. Sounds. You know what's also funny, too? A lot of people, when they say they don't listen to foreign music, the one band that they do list that they know is the Wagaki band.
Yeah, I love that, and that's great because they should be listening to a Wagaki band because at least there's so much good musicality. So good job, Blake. Blake, I commend you for listening to Wagaki band because they're just so much musicality. I know that Benny, their Uru player, did some solo stuff. You know, it's still attached to a Wagaki band, but her stuff is just ridiculous. Like I'd love to be able to have like a bucket list thing would be able to do like have her be on one of our songs because who does that? Who gets that opportunity? You know, her stuff is just so good. So Benny, if you're watching, which I know you're not, but somebody should send this to her to her private Instagram. Maybe she'll be on one of the next Heirs of Isildur songs, or maybe a next theme song for one of our other titles. You never know.
Get on that, peeps. You heard. That's why you also like listening to Tool. Yeah, it reminds you of watching Demon Slayer. I can see that. There's a lot of amazing bands like High and Mighty Color. Anytime I hear any other music, I don't care what song it is, I gotta go watch Bleach. It's the best. Yes, write this down. You're gonna be Tommy Heavenly 6 is also amazing. She came out around 2000, but she used to be I forgot the name of her original band. They were together like decades, and then she broke off to make two personalities. Tommy February 6, which is a pop band, her pop group, and then she made Tommy Heavenly 6, which was a rock persona that she did. And a lot of times they would get together and do like duos.
Oh, that's incredible.
It's awesome. And then every year she has like a Halloween thing. So if you like Halloween inspired music, a lot of the band members like Hyde and all of them will get together and do like Halloween music videos. And oh my gosh, her music video that came out, oh my God, like must have been 20 years ago, has got to be one of my favorite songs of all time. And I adore it to this day. But she's awesome. She's excellent. And I don't know. I just adore music. Music is great. And I was going to say something else because somebody said something over there, but dang it. Now I forgot what I was talking about. There are a lot of talking about, Chemist here is really into music as well. Wait, no, it flipped. There you go. Chemist right here is really into music as well. He's really into Dimebag. Dimebag is one of his favorite people. He wants to know what's your favorite guitarist and drummer.
Whew.
That's definitely a Matt question.
So favorite guitarist and drummer. So I can say this. Right now. I'm going to give you who my favorite personal bassist is right now. And that favorite bassist is a dude on Instagram. And the dude is unreal. His name is Junior Groovador. So when we're done with this, you need to go look up Junior Groovador. This dude.
If you're having a bad day, watch his videos because you won't be having a bad day.
Junior Groovador plays like he just did like Land Down Under from Men at Work. And he just did Bruno Mars, but he'll like put like this insane 5 or 6 string bass where he's just going nuts on it. But the dude is like a pretty rotund individual. Let's just say that.
But he dances.
But he dances while he's playing. And he's it's so unbelievable.
Amazing.
But also if you look at like oh man, I actually did a show recently on some of my favorite bass players, and I'm forgetting all their names right now. But
they want to know guitarist and drummer, not bass.
Oh dang, guitarist and drummers, farts.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? How about this? Guitarist is easy. Okay. Guitarist, I'm gonna throw it at my friend who's actually been on some of our albums before, Zach Leeser, who is a solo artist from Texas, and Zach does stuff on the guitar that just doesn't make human sense. And he's just like, just playing around and I did this thing. And my brain cramps, my hands start to gnarl up just hearing what he does. Cause I'm like, I don't even understand how he's able to do the stuff he does. But Zach Leeser, if you've never heard his stuff and listen to what he does, it's going to be worth your while to go and listen to his stuff. It's unbelievable how technical and melodic it is at the same time. Nice. Drummers, man, I know the guys from like I know Spencer from Inferi is really good. Drummer from oh my gosh, I'm blanking right now. On some of the drummer from Flesh God Apocalypse is incredible. Man, you
know the drummer from Croc Angren a lot too?
Oh yeah, the original drummer from Croc Angren was so good, so fun. He used to have his drum set up where it looked like the actual framework of the drums looked like the bars that you would have on the outside of like a cemetery. So like the whole drum kit was done that way. It looked so good. You know, I'm embarrassing myself because I can't even remember metal band names. This is like the first time in the history of my life. I'm very,
it's okay.
very.
You're with people. You're with your peeps right now. Yeah. It's fine. You know, maybe somebody in chat might know. They want to drop it. While you're thinking of that, I do have Matt wants to know. There's 19 laps left in the NASCAR race tonight. Can you guys pick the number of who will win?
Oh my Lord!
Come up with a number. I don't know what they are.
24.
24. Okay. 13. All right.
I don't even know if that's somebody's number.
I don't know. They might already be out of the race. We don't know, but I'll go with 3. Why not? Because Dale Earnhardt and whatever. There you go.
Sure.
Are we talking about hot dogs? We talked slightly about hot dogs earlier, but if you want, I know that people asked questions, but I skipped it, so sorry. But right here is a link to your BANDCAMP that you have going on, which is pretty neat, and that's kind of like you did like a soundtrack to everything that's going on.
Yeah, so the metal songs that are there, there's 2 full albums there. You've got Heirs of Isildur, The Crossroads Conundrum, and then you have the second album. Good stuff, Matthew Fox. Just gave Junior Groovador a follow. I love it. You won't regret it. So the second one is Heirs of Isildur versus Tales from Nocturnia. So what those albums are is there's a lot of songs that are written and the lyrics are like character origin stories, or they help to explain certain parts in the story out a little bit more. And we'll even say in the issues, if you want to know more about X character, go listen to this song. You want to know more about this scenario, go listen to this other song. For Tales from Nocturnia, which is our medieval fantasy spinoff, think Dungeons and Dragons, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. We did 5 songs after the fact and helped to explain out a couple of situations that happened. Like there's one character that is an absolute and total side character in the story that we felt like there was a really cool motivation for why they did what they did, but it would not have been something that would have made sense to put it into the actual pages of the comic. It would have just been kind of like going off onto a tangent for no reason. So we just made his backstory the lyrics to that song.
Oh, that's neat. I like that. And you freaked Matt out so hardcore because as you said 24, he put 24 in the chat.
It's gotta be a Matt thing. There's like some Matt.
That's bizarre.
And he's also named Matt, so that's crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
it's a Matt thing.
Yeah, you guys are linked. Yeah.
Maybe I'm Matt in the chat and said 24, and he's actually me on this live stream talking to you. You never know.
It could be, because guess what? We also have Marlboro Matt, who is also in the chat.
Like, there's too many Matts around here.
Too many Matts happening, but that's okay. He's our troll. That's okay. But he wanted to know, what's your favorite way to eat a hot dog not in the bun? That would be weenie roasting at a campfire. Obviously, clearly, that would be the way to go. Yeah.
I would say with ketchup.
Ketchup.
So boring. He's one of those that eats hot dogs with ketchup.
So you're just gonna boil it, put the ketchup on it. That's how you're going with your that's exactly. Oh my God, hold on. Shutterpunk says he's a Matt too. Damn it. This is an invasion of the Matts tonight.
We all are. I am too.
It's all Matt. We're also changing our name to Matt at the moment. Oh, maybe split animals. Nice.
That's right.
Could be happening. Yeah, I already talked about the hot dog thing. Okay.
Hey, you know what? I just want to make a comment really quick to every single person that's in the chat. It is really cool when you get onto a live stream and you see the chat just going.
This is the most amazing. This is one of the most amazing chats I've ever seen on the show. I have to say, like,
that's really cool.
This is an incredible chat.
And it's kind of slow right now. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yes. 122 backers. You guys are killing it. I'm actually going to be pulling up your thing right now because, we're almost at 45 minutes.
We've just been chatting. It's been fun.
I'm going to tell you what, we're going to have you back on my other series. I have another one that's just creator spotlight, and we'll just talk about all the other books and other stuff. And we can go full on longer for that. Cause I know you've got 4-ish days left on this, and I know you probably got way more interviews and things coming up and happening. So yeah, we're gonna definitely have to do that. Oh shit, I did not know this. Did you know this? Matthew means gift from God.
I believe it does. Yes.
Maybe I did. Maybe I forgot to, but I feel like I've probably heard that at some point.
Well, now you know. The Matts are hooking you up with Matt knowledge.
Matt knowledge.
He's going back to NASCAR. He loves you are, except for Cole. Cole is actually hanging in the back in the chat. He is the resident hot dog homie of all time. Oh, I'm sorry you're having internet issues, Bat. It's perfect time because we're about to go to your Kickstarter If I find it, there it is. Kabam! No, there it is. Kabam! All right, I think I need a.
So I got to tell you something really cool. So while we've been on here, somebody from the chat actually backed our campaign.
Oh, thank you, whoever it was. Thank you so much.
So that actually, so that's really cool for us because you know, yeah, we're at 122 backers. We can tell you this: we are super stoked about this campaign, super stoked about the story. One of the things that we do, all these Heirs of Isildur issues are all longer than a normal comic would be. Every one of them is perfect bound. I'll actually hold up a little thing here like this.
Oh, wait.
So
wait, if you're gonna show us something, I gotta get back to the weird view. Hold on, and blah, blah, blah. Where is it? There we go. Boom! Look at that.
So every one of them gets a spine just like this. So that way, when you're done reading it, you can put it on your bookshelf. It can actually look super cool. They're hanging out with all of your like Lord of the Rings books and all that kind of fun stuff, or your video games, and still have something cool there. This campaign, we've got a lot of fun things we want to do, even with only 4 days left. You know what? Somebody in the chat just said they love the Nightmare Before Christmas style cover. So why don't we do this? We'll go and talk about that one real quick. So we love to do homage. We love to do homage covers. Homage covers is one of our things. And we wanted to make sense with who we are and what we do. So for issue 1 of the Perilous Prospect story arc, we did a Metalocalypse Death Clock homage cover. Actually took our logo, repositioned everything so it says Heirs of Isildur, but Metalocalypse style.
That's dope.
For book 2, we did. We'll talk about that too. Why that is, and how it's made my life at cons very simple for the rest of my life. So for issue 2, we did Stranger Things. We did a takeoff on the Stranger Things 4 season poster. And then for this one,
homage, not Amish, homage.
Well, maybe we might have to do an homage paradise.
You might have to do one now.
Homage cover.
So Steph, do you want to tell them why we did Nightmare Before Christmas this time?
Nightmare Before Christmas is one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm obsessed with it. I watch it on a loop. I literally could quote the movie from start to finish and all the songs. Like, yeah. So it was actually Matt's idea to do it though, and I was a little hesitant because I said, I don't know if I don't know if people are gonna. I know that there's obviously a huge fan base for Nightmare Before Christmas, but I just didn't know if it was gonna work for our characters and what we do. And luckily, we have an amazing artist, Jose Cardenas, who knocked it out of the park. Once I saw that, I said, okay. This is gonna work. I just wanted to make sure. It's really difficult when you're doing an homage cover. You want it to reflect the title or entity that you are paying homage to, with also still looking like your own, so it doesn't look like a ripoff, and people are still able to recognize your characters. That's very difficult to do, and not everyone can do it. And this artist, Jose, he did a great job. So I love it. I love it so much.
Great.
And we've also done Garbage Pail Kids. We did a series of Garbage Pail Kids covers as well. And so yeah, we have and most of them are available in the campaign because we know people, like a lot of people on this chat are just picking this up for the first time. Like, who are these knuckleheads from Florida and California that are gracing our presence right now? So we make sure that there is catch-up tiers for all the different things. There's all an interconnection between I Am Qido, Tales from Nocturnia, Heirs of Isildur, and we make sure that you know how they're supposed to be read together if you want to go that direction, what the best reading path is, what pieces you need. And then somebody in the chat said, the character looks very similar to me, and oddly enough, the reason for that is you're not seeing things. When I gave the very first artist art, I dressed up in steampunk and I said, hey, this is what we want the character to look like. And the artist took that as, oh, you want this character to look exactly like you. And that was not what I asked for at the beginning. And that is as blatant as it was. But what he gave back were like, okay, cool. I guess this is going to make life at comic conventions very simple for the rest of my life, because I just get to go dress up as myself and also dress up as the comic as well. So it's kind of made it super simple for me. Now,
the best.
Yeah. So that's why he looks like me. But this arc, this is for book 3 in the Perilous Prospect story arc. So for the Perilous Prospect story arc, an apocalyptic event has happened, and the only way to stop it might be through those who accidentally caused it. MYKAL ISILDUR, who is the main character, at the end of the previous arc, after they had all met, that arc ends with an apocalyptic event. And in the Crossroads Conundrum, he's the main character, and you're basically seeing everything focused through his eyes. In in the Perilous Prospects, this apocalyptic event has happened. It's a supernaturally kind of charged event, and he is now in basically a coma. And so up through now, he's basically just been a prop in a bed off to the side. And you've seen all these people that have kind of assembled around him that have no real relation with each other, that all kind of have to come together now. Some of them are meeting like after he's in this coma. Oh, you know him? Oh yeah, he was. Oh, and you know him too? Okay, now we've got to figure out how to live together and work together to try and survive in an area that does not tend well to like outsiders and things they can't understand, but also to figure out, can we solve this apocalypse that's actually going on over the town of Shadowshaven, which is the main location in the story. And in this issue, it's great. MYKAL ISILDUR is back. He's come back from a supernatural slumber, but he's come back to a world that's completely different than when he went under. When he went under, the biggest thing was he was like the leader. Everybody was like, kind of like, cult of personality, kind of worshiping him. And I don't mean that in like as bad as it sounds. They just all looked up to him to lead them through this difficult time. Now his laboratory is destroyed. His house is destroyed. His identity has been supernaturally transferred to his best friend, who is completely unequipped to be one of the most respected individuals in Shadowshaven, a watchmaker, a clock repairman. So he comes back and he's like, do I even have a role here? You guys have met and are doing things, and do I even have a role with you anymore? And one of the most interesting things is the character Qido, who we did the spin-off on for the I Am Qido series. Qido comes into play the day that MYKAL goes into a coma, and MYKAL doesn't even know that he exists. Like, MYKAL goes into a coma because of this thing. Some of his people meet up with Qido. Qido becomes a part of this group. And when MYKAL comes back, one of the like spoiler alerts for this issue is maybe what MYKAL thinks the group needs to do may not be what some of the other people think it needs to be doing, like Qido. They may have different thoughts and more advanced thoughts because they've had a month of dealing with this apocalypse and MYKAL hasn't. And so it's really interesting seeing the ways that the characters have to work together. And I know Steph has been really big about the character stakes, and I'll let her get into that a little bit more for this issue, and the way that the characters have to interact. So Steph, I'll let you take it from that point.
Well, the stakes are the highest that they have been so far, which is, of course, what you always want when you're writing a story arc. You want the stakes to be constantly raised until there's a resolution. But I truly mean that this is the emotional gut punch issue of the story arc so far. I'm sure there's going to be more. We can't promise that we're not going to break your heart a little bit with certain things that characters go through. But as far as this issue is concerned, this is the most that you're going to get from that. And I really love that personally, because as a writer, I love to see characters go through turmoil and grow and have, strong arcs. And sometimes that means that they're going to go through some kind of bad stuff, and there's going to be sacrifices that might have to be made, or changes that might not be good. And in the end, it's all for the greater good. You hope, at least.
Yeah, you kind of got to have that with a wide range of emotions and things happening to a character, because that's how they develop the best, in my opinion. It's also the reason I am pro villain, because I think they have the best backstories.
Yes, and sometimes their motivations could be understood. Not all of them, but those are usually the best types.
Some of them,
definitely interesting that you're pro villain, because if you look across Heirs of Isildur, Tales from Nocturnia, and I Am Qido especially, we try to make sure that our villains or our people that are on the antagonist side don't always follow the same cookie cutter. Why is this guy bad just because we say so? Now, there could be like in I Am Qido, you've got the Dark Conquestors and the Soul Rippers that are just horrible people and horrible post-humans, let's put it that way. But there's a reason for them to be that way. So you understand why they are the way that they are, even though you hate them for doing the things that they do. In Heirs of Isildur, especially at the end of issue 2 in Perilous Prospects, and then definitely in issue 3, you really start to see some bad guys, some villains that really come to the forefront. But those villains, you've already kind of seen them at the get-go as people that were just normal people, and this apocalypse that's going on has kind of turned them into some crazed lunatics. But we always want to make sure that there's, you can see a little bit more into it, but not so much, not like what The Walking Dead with the governor, where they're like, hey, we want you to hate the governor. He's a piece of crap. Then we're going to just do a sideshow for multiple issues or multiple episodes and make you like the governor again. And then we're going to make him the bad guy again. And it didn't work the way they did it with the governor. And so we never wanted to just be like, let's just make you have sympathy for the bad guy just because we want to. We tried to make it where it's logical, where if you put yourself in their shoes, you can understand why they are the way they are, but you still hate them because they're doing some really crappy things.
I like what your guys are going with here. It sounds good. Also, Shadow came in late and he wanted to know, are Steph and Matt co-writers?
Yes, we are. Yes.
Yes. We for the sake of making it be simple across the board, we call ourselves co-writers, even though there's never a time when it's always like,
50-50 or anything like that.
50, okay. But there's always going to be somebody in the driver's seat and somebody in the passenger seat. And that doesn't make the person behind the wheel the more important one, because the person in the passenger seat may be the one with the map, maybe the one holding the GPS. For Heirs, yes, I created Heirs before Steph and I met, but Heirs as it is today would not be as it is without Steph's influence on a day-to-day basis in the way that we write. Even if I've got more of a primary role in the writing, Steph is the one that is the primary editor. So, and we always will writer's room everything that's there. So the two of us, what you have in the story now has become that because we writer's room stuff every day. Misfitz Clubhouse, which is our all ages title, think Saturday morning cartoons in comic form. Everything is like really quick, short stories. On that one, there's many stories where I was the main writer and Steph was the secondary writer, but then also Steph was the main writer on others, and she's the one that had the main concept, and then we just kind of filled in the gaps underneath there. So we don't really care if who's top billing and who's not, as long as we get the right story in what we do. That's why we try to tend to say the co-writer thing.
And we're very thankful for technology too, because for those who may have missed it, we're on opposite coasts. I'm in California, he's in Florida. So we're doing the video chat and sharing of docs all day long, every day.
Yeah, shout out to that. And also shout out to Steph for coming in and helping you and, making it where you guys want to go, because you guys are doing awesome. Looks really good. And Chemist here is saying, I like the art. That show reminds me of Walking Dead. What's up, Chance? I see you there. Hey, what's up? Yeah.
So there's a couple of the characters there with the page you have up. So those are two of the people. So our main character, MYKAL ISILDUR, originally, he found this abandoned laboratory, and there's all these machines in there lost to time and decay. He started tinkering around with them, kind of Rube Goldberging them and seeing if he could make something happen. And he ended up opening up a time portal and started bringing people from other eras to him. And the first two people that came through are Merc, who's got the blue and purple hair, and Shiver. Merc is from the future. Shiver came from a frozen hellscape that basically is from medieval times. So you have two people, past, present, and future, or three people, past, present, or future. And one of the things for Merc, what you're seeing on that page right there is everybody knows that if Merc was to walk around Shadow's Haven with blue and purple hair, they would know she's not from there. And she probably would be accosted and locked up. You may not ever see from her again, because the town has reasons for why they don't like oddities of that nature. But when this page happens, this is actually in issue 1 of Perilous Prospects, where they see that Michael's identity has been transposed onto Shiver. Michael, the advanced guy from the town doing all these Rube Goldberg machines. Now everybody in the town believes that what Michael's role was is Shiver. So there's actually a picture of Shiver as the artisan and curator at the Father Time Emporium instead of Michael. So Merc sees this and is like, you know what? She had previously had a hood on. She rips the hood off and she's like, look at what the portals did to me. They changed my hair color. And that was how she could figure out a way to get around having to hide her identity all the time. And so that's what this page is talking about that you see right there from the story, was her trying to find a way to blame the portals for her hair looking how it is, so she can kind of not have to worry about people outing that she's somebody that may not be from this town, may not be from this place period at all. So that's who those two characters are that's on the screen.
That was smart of her. We got Arsenio and Bats here saying that it looks great. Yeah, that was very smart of her. Very, very smart. And I like, just in this one panel page alone, like just the mix of different characters here, it's awesome.
Well, I'd say
kind of like old timey, but then a mix of like Victorianish looking, and then yeah, it looks very cool.
The guy at the top of this page is actually a fun character. The guy that's got the weird looking helmet looking hair. So we had told our artist Alessandro Ventura that we wanted some wacky looking characters around Shadow's Haven, and he drew the guy at the top, and we were like, listen, this dude is now becoming an actual character. His name is Augustus Obergarten, and he has
I like that name.
He is actually a main person as you go forward in the story. But that came from us giving our artists some freedom to create some wacky looking characters. And we just had to be like, this guy looks great. And then the lady right there with the flower on her hat is Miss Marigold. And the two of them become a big part of the antagonist group in the story. And we had a lot of fun integrating them in. We also have tiers in the campaign where you can get drawn in. And we're not just talking about, we're going to put you in a face in one panel, which is always great. We have people that we'll make them a character. There's a named character. We treat them like in the credits for the issue, we treat them like a guest star. That's such and such played this character, and we have so much fun with creating new characters for people to get lost in our stories. And that's a literal way where people get lost in the story because they're like, how'd you draw me in this time? We're like, oh, dude, we turned you into an absolute and total dick this time. Yes, that's what I want. Awesome.
I love it. I love when creators give a tier for that, because I know there's a couple like Carissa like said put people in there and then like they choose the way they die,
which is cool. Like I love that. Like, of course you want to do that.
Who would not want to do that? That's great. I love that.
So in our story Tales from Nocturnia, we actually did a guest spot. We had an agreement with the band in Fairy, and I'm not sure if you've ever heard in Fairy, if you've ever seen in Fairy, but we had an agreement.
But now I want to hear. So
you're going to lose your damn mind when you're in Fairy. I'll shoot you some links. Their stuff is insane. They're so good.
Love it.
So we had an agreement where they actually all did a guest starring role in one of the issues. But the deal was that we had to find ways to, in medieval ways, kill them all off. And our original thought was one band member was going to live to carry on in Fairy. And we presented the idea to them. And a little bit later, they came back, and their main guy, Malcolm, he's like, you know what? I don't like this idea about me living. He's like, I'm not the kind of guy that's going to run away and leave my brothers like that. He's like, if they're going to die, I'm going to die too. So we had to like then reposition and go back. Okay, Malcolm, this is when you come in, and this is how you're going to die. Stevie, this is when you come in, this is how you're going to die. And they loved it. And we actually did a variant cover of just them as the Inferians. And it was a great piece that we were able to do for them.
Fantastic. I love that. And I love that he came back. I was like, no, I'm going down with these guys. Yeah. It's a true bandmate right there. No, I like what's going on here. I like the art style. I like the colorist as well, whoever's doing this, because you're pulling a lot of different colors that you don't normally typically see in a book, which is great.
Yeah, our colorist there was Bruno Hang. Our colorist now is Alan Emanuel, who actually took over when we did I Am Qido. And now he's gone from that side story character origin story to being the main colorist on the main series.
Nice.
Alan colored the page that you're looking at right here is actually one of the pages from issue 3. So that's one of the advanced pages, and that's art from issue 3 colored by Alan.
Okay, cool. And as you can see, like there's a mix of like all kinds of stuff. And I like that it merges so many different genres in one storyline, which is very neat. I like that a lot.
Yeah, but with us having the portals and bringing people in from other eras, it gave us a lot of freedom. We always try to make sure that our stories are set in fictional locations. That way, we are only beholden to the rules that we want to have for that area. We tried previously to write a story where it was based in an American city, and our artist didn't understand and couldn't understand some of the landmarks in the city, and they're like, if you're doing something about New York and you don't see the Statue of Liberty or, the Sears Tower or the Twin Towers or, one World Trade Center or something like that, that's not really New York. And when we did this, it was not in New York, but we were like, you know what, everything just needs to be fictional for now. It might be based on certain things. A lot of Heirs of Isildur is based on, and Tales from Nocturnia is based on the landscape of Austria and Switzerland. There's things that are based on like the Krampus festivals in that area as well. So, there's definitely some nods to areas like that, but you're not going to go and be like, is this Aarau, Switzerland? Is this supposed to be this? Is this supposed to be this specific city in Austria? No, it's not. It just has that mountain influence.
That's awesome. I'm also a huge fan of Krampus and Mother Krampus. Those don't know Mother Krampus, go look her up. She's dope. So
we gotta do a story in so Jose that Steph had talked about earlier. Jose is the cover artist on that Nightmare Before Christmas cover. That's not the last time you're going to see him with us. He has another piece coming up that you're going to see very soon for our next project. But we got to do a story in the Holiday Spirits anthology series from Orange Cone Productions. So they did a series called Christmas in July, which was just like a very small addendum to the anthology, the annual anthology. And in the first one, they did a story on Santa Claus and how Santa Claus, this is what I do the other 11 months of the year, and I'm a superhero and I fight crime and all this. And so we're like, hey, can we do Krampus for the next issue, but completely turn it on its head? So we start that issue off with Krampus reading the previous year's issue, and he's like, you want to know why I'm always so pissed off all the time? Let me tell you about what I do in those 11 months. And it was like, Krampus couldn't even go into the grocery store to get his favorite sugar.
It was the sympathetic Krampus. He's pretty adorable, actually.
There's been a few movies where you get the different variety mix of the Krampus, which I actually enjoy. But Chance is right. Matt is a great talker. I could hear you listen to talk about all this stuff.
And this is why he's able to do panel hosting and emceeing. This is why he's able to interview the big celebs, because he's very great at it. It's a conversation for him.
And
they're passionate. Yes.
You know what? They're nostalgic pod blast. Very passionate about a craft. That's what Steph and I want to make sure that you guys all understand too. When you look at our campaign, you look at our books. We definitely really truly believe in what we're doing. Our mantra is we want to make sure we create characters you can relate to and universes you want to escape into. We all know how tough the world is right now. The economy sucks. We look at, am I even going to be able to pay my rent, literally? And we want to make sure to be able to give people good entertainment that they can truly feel like the writers really gave a crap about where it's going. The worst thing I think in entertainment is when you're watching something and you're invested in it and you're like, I hope this has a payoff. And you get to the end and you're like, they had no idea what they were doing. And I just wasted time and money to invest in this thing. You can't get that back. And we never want somebody to read one of our stories and be like, well, they had a good concept, but there was no climax. There's a couple of characters here that were good, but they didn't know where they were going. Never is that going to be what happens in our stories. I Am Qido. We knew what we were doing. In I Am Qido, because it has to tie back into Heirs. I Am Qido, the character Qido, it tells his story in what's called the Yamaran Empire before he gets pulled through a portal into Heirs of Isildur. And we knew what we needed to have happen at the very end, and we foreshadow it very early on in the art. And so we had to be very deliberate with our artist. We're like, look, you must draw this in this panel. It must be here. You might say, this doesn't make any sense. Why does this element need to be in this panel? We knew why, because if we didn't have that element later on, it would throw off the entire story. It was that minimal of a thing, but it was a catalyst for everything that happens later on in the story. So that's how much we prepare. That's how much we prepare with our stories to make sure that you're going to get this issue if you're an Heirs reader, and you're going to be like, this is crazy, and I can see where this might be going in issues 1 and 2. I wonder how they're going to get out of it. Then you're going to get issue 3, and you're going to go, what the heck, you knuckleheads? This thing just took so many swerves. How the heck are they now going to get out of this on top of all the other things?
This is great right here from Chance. We do live in a suck world right now. This looks like the diversion he needs.
Preach.
Well, and I can say this. One of the cool things that we try to do with our stories is we try to make it where if you're somebody that just wants, I just want to go read something really quick and just have some fun with it, or listen to a metal song and see and just enjoy that. You can do that at a base level and have fun with it. But if you're somebody that's like, dude, I want to dig into that universe, I need to understand every little element of the universe, we give people that opportunity too. There's QR codes in the book that will take you to, like, hey, you want an extended explanation of this? You go to the QR code, it'll take you to our website. It's got a little bit longer explanation. you want to understand more about each character, we always put a section called Expand and Understand at the end of our books. That'll give you a little more insight into the characters, where they stand, who they are, why they're important, things that maybe may not have been as clear in the story, because we would have had to really just go into like this the exposition dump to make it very clear. We try to make sure that all those things are there, so if somebody wants it, they have the ability to go get it without being Lord of the Rings and having, you know, pages upon pages upon pages on genealogy, and you're like, oh my gosh, shut up already, just get to the story. We don't need all this stuff. We kind of took all that stuff and put it elsewhere, so that way people can enjoy it there.
I like that. I like a really interactive book, and that's something that I've seen over the last couple of years, where like creators are making their own soundtrack to their book. So I had a lot of people like Noah when he came on. He made a punk soundtrack for his punk inspired book. And every time he would do an update, he would send out and put a link to another song that had to do with something to do with the update. And I love when creators get involved like that. And this is something that I tell people, especially if they're doing their first campaign for the first time. Talk about your project. Show the people that are watching and might be interested how passionate you are about it, because that's going to be what's going to get them to purchase your book. You are your number one sellers of your book. The more you talk about it, the more you love it. You're going to see that when you're talking to the person. You're going to really want to inspire them to go and get the book. That's something that I fully believe in when people are on and talking about their own projects, because you could really tell the ones that are just full on in, they love it, they believe everything about that project. And that is what I love about creators when they're on here and they talk about that, because you get so passionate about it, and then it makes you want to go and look more into the things that they're doing. And I love that. I love that a lot. So I can tell you guys love this. So I really, really thank you guys for doing that.
Well, one of the things too that you know, just another little incentive for people if they are thinking about backing this. One, where our minimum funding goal is at 3,500. We have a lot of other things we want to do, a lot of other things we need to do, because that number is literally at its minimum to cover the cost just to produce this book, or far, far, far more. So we've got some fun stretch goals out there. But one of the things we've already hit was at 100 backers, we added in a PDF that has never been involved in a Kickstarter campaign ever before. Ooh. We are actually the first Americans that ever got a chance to read it. Our artist from India on Misfitz Clubhouse, his name is Raheel Mohsen. Him and his partner, Alan Qido, did a comic called Mardban. And Mardban is actually written in 2 languages simultaneously. It's written in the dying Dockney language and English. And he said Dockney isn't even taught in schools. It's basically not been a part of any curriculum over there for a century, and it's only carried on basically through verbal tradition. And this comic is the first comic ever written in the Dockney language, but it's translated so seamlessly where you've got like the white word bubbles in Dockney and it's attached to a black word bubble that's in English. And we were not sure if we were going to like it when we first saw it, but when we got it, we're like, dude, this is great. It's such a fun comic. And they were blown away that we wanted to have it be a part of this campaign. And we're like, why wouldn't we? We're like, dude, you are passionate about this thing. It's a great comic. If we can help expand your fan base into, you know, the United States in a way that's organic, why wouldn't we do that? And so every backer is going to get the PDF copy of Mardban along with this. So basically it's truly a 2-for-1, where you get our book, you'll get Mardban no matter what tier you back, physically or digitally. You'll get that digital comic as well that goes along with it. The campaign video has got a sample of a brand new Heirs of Isildur song that will be a part of the campaign as well. So that'll be the first new direct Heirs music since what's on the BANDCAMP page. We did do music for I Am Qido. We did a little bit of music for Misfitz Clubhouse, but this is the first new Heirs of Isildur song. So that MP3 will be a part of what you get from this campaign as well.
That's amazing. And yeah, there's a lot of positive feedback from just the way that you're speaking about your book. And they're saying, like Travis here is saying, being a fan of your work creates fans of your work. This is 1000% true. And I full on believe that.
Yeah, let me tell you, Steph is, when we started working together, and this is what I love this story so much. When we started working together, she was basically like the #1 fan of what Heirs was doing before she became a part of what we're doing. Aww. And that to me was always great, because I knew that I could gauge what her reaction was in the truest form. And there was a section in one of the issues of the Crossroads Conundrum where we have a full animated lyric video for a song called Lovelorn Betrayal.
Ooh.
And that is also a section that's in the comic, but the way that those two are presented are completely different, because in the video, it's kind of presented from like a bird's eye view where you're seeing actually what happened. In the comic, it's presented from the viewpoint of one of the characters who may or may not have accurately communicated what actually happened to the people around him. And Steph literally, like, we were on a video chat, and she saw the issue because the song came out first. She saw the issue. She backed up from her chair, ran down the hallway, ran back, and she's like, I have no idea what's going on right now. But it was great to see that level of commitment to it. I mean, and as she became part of the story team, she's like, okay, this makes a lot of sense as to why this character may have communicated it just a little bit differently, because maybe they wanted to paint themselves in a little bit better light than what truly went down. And we do have a couple of villainous characters in our story right now that maybe haven't really told the whole truth about their origins. And you know, you've seen what their origin was, but they are not communicating it to the people around them as well now. So they might be doing on a little deception for their own benefit right now. It makes it fun.
I like that. I like that. Okay. So we can go over your Kickstarter more, but Steph, I want to check in with you. Do you have to run, or do you want to stay a little bit longer?
We could stay a little bit longer, I feel like. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Nice. Okay. If you want, I will play your trailer here so we can check. That sounds amazing. All right. I got to unplug. So you're gonna go do that thing, and then I got to do that, then I got to do that. I know. Okay. All right. Is it showing up on the screen correctly?
Yes.
All right. Let's do a test. Can you hear it? We hearing it when I was playing it?
Yes.
Okay. Because sometimes when I unplug this in a new laptop, it completely mutes me. I don't know why it does that. So that's annoying to me. But all right. Let's play the video trailer. Let's go. Oh, well, that was super dope.
Thank you. So yeah,
that was about that.
What's that?
Is the character with the wonky hair that's like totally Quincy Ocho from Ace Ventura too.
Yeah.
That one spot where he's got the little double horns going on. Yep. I love it. That's great.
Yes, you got to see some more Augustus Obergarten. You see, Alessandro created that character, and he's turned into like, you could just literally look at him and go, this dude is not all there.
I love a good wacky character. I'm all for that. Let's go more to your Kickstarter page. Okay, so if anybody that is wanting to back, there's 4 days left to go, and guess what? You do not have to worry about them hitting their funding goal. All right. They are going to hit it in the next, like, I'd say hour. You're at 3416 out of 3,500. You're right there. So yes. So
thank you for the confidence. That makes us happy.
Yes. I think you're going to crush that. I think you're going to do more than the whatever many dollars. My brain can't brain right now, but yeah, you got like what, $80 to go before you hit this. You're going to crush this in no time. You're going to get that. So you really don't have to worry about it being funded. It's funded. So you got till Thursday, February 29th. Well, that's a leap day. That's going to be an interesting day.
That was done on purpose. I thought it'd be fun.
Done on
How many
purpose.
times can you say that? Every 4 years, apparently. So that was
not many. Not many. Yeah.
We actually ran the campaign an extra day just so we could hit the 29th.
Yeah. I was like, it has to be something fun. I'm all about holidays and traditions and all that stuff.
Like
so
it.
Makes sense for me.
I like that. I like that you went with that. That's great. So yeah, so Leap Day, February 29th, 9 p.m. is when it's going to end. And yeah, you guys are you're gonna crush this. You're gonna crush this. And let's see.
So yeah, so there's a lot. There's a lot of different things in the campaign. We've got digital catch-up tiers. We've got tiers that have got the music in there. We've got physical catch-up tiers. We have tiers that are just, hey, I just want all the homage covers you guys have done. That sounds pretty cool. There's no Amish covers in here. Just homage.
Not yet.
Homage.
Yeah, now we may have to do an Amish cover.
Now you're gonna have to homage an Amish cover. You could do Witness. You could do richer, poorer. There's a ton. There's a lot.
So you can see we've got a lot of different merch there. The screen you have up right now. We've got a lot of different shirts we've done. One of those shirts with the Soul Ripper logo, like the skull, that one actually glows in the dark. I'm wearing a 13 o'clock shirt. We have collectible colored vinyl of the Heirs versus Nocturnia albums. We have 2 different versions of that. Awesome. We're well known for our socks. We've done a lot of different kinds of socks. You can get a tier called Sock It To Me. You're like, dude, I don't even know if I want this book, but I just want all your socks. You can still get like a digital copy or physical copy of the issue, but all 5 pairs of our socks.
Well, hell yeah, because you know what? My favorite thing on the planet is toe socks and knee socks. When I love knee socks. I wear them quite often. Yes, they are the best. If you get a toe knee sock, best. That's your best day of your life. You're just gonna prance around your house feeling fabulous. I'm telling you right now. But when I saw that on here, I was like, I need some socks in my life. This is great.
We got the socks, and Steph is the biggest advocate for our socks. I'll let her explain why. Well, here's the thing. I'll let her explain why. Whenever you get stuff on some Kickstarter campaigns, you're not sure if you can trust the quality of what it is. So, Steph, why don't you tell them?
I can assure you that these are good quality socks. These are the socks I wear. I love fun socks. The only normal socks I wear are running socks. Otherwise, it's all fun, crazy, wacky socks. And so these are super nice. And I'm always cold, so these are nice and thick. Yeah,
I wear a hoodie.
But we've been wearing these consistently. Like I wear these almost every day in the winter for a few years now, and they still have held up. Like we were kind of afraid because sometimes you get those socks at those novelty stores, and they end up just being like thin, scratchy, just
thin, weird, but also tight in like the toe and like the bandy thing.
These are not it. Yeah. These are everybody that has gotten these. We've gotten such rave compliments and reviews from them. And the one that we're reissuing is actually one that we say we sold out, but really we just we're just we're reissuing them because they were super popular. So
yeah, we haven't had them for months and months, and people are like, "Are you guys ever going to have your 13 o'clock socks again?" And we're like, "Well, I guess this is the campaign to do it." We know 2023 was hard. People missed a bunch of stuff. There's a lot of people that are just coming upon I Am Qido now for the first time. I mean, I can tell you right now, this is one of the covers from I Am Qido. And
wait, hold on, I want to make you large so we can see this. There you go. Oh, that's lovely.
That's one of the covers. That's one of the villainous characters, Cordelia Divina. And we know a lot of people that this campaign just kind of slipped right past them. And so we tried to make sure if you want to, catch up on I Am Qido, you have the ability to do it in here. If you're somebody that just fell into the biggest tax return ever and you've got to have every metal cover known to man, we've got a tier that's got all 18 metal covers we've ever done.
People do like the metal covers. And I also have a challenge to people. If anybody backs this and you get the socks, you need to take a picture in your socks when you get the socks.
Yes.
Tag them.
Love that.
Tag them.
Any kind of selfie with any of our stuff. We love that.
We've actually had people that have been like, these socks are awesome. And they'll put it in like a Facebook post. And then inevitably people are like, dude, I'm wearing them right now too. So am I. Here's me last weekend when I wore them to a wedding.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's where you got to wear your fancy socks. You got to bust out the fancy socks. You got to bust out the fancy plates, AKA your Star Wars 1980s plates. You know the ones I'm talking about.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we've got leather work. I mean, that's a whole other conversation. We have a leather worker we work with that does themed leather work. That's got our symbols, like that little leather pouch that's down there. It's like a D&D dice bag. It's actually got our symbol chiseled into the top of it. We do all kinds of
another thing I can see with this. I don't know if you ever thought about that. Are you going to delve into tabletop versions?
We would
somehow
100% love to get into that. That's something we have talked about since we started working together. We have talked about some form of gaming because everybody's like, Heirs of Isildur feels like there could be some kind of role-playing game. Tales from Nocturnia feels like there could be some role-playing game.
I'm a lifetime D&D player, so it's near and dear to my heart, and I would love to be able to do that sometime.
It's amazing because that's the first vibe that I got really when I saw the thing. It was like the D&D vibes. I love all that.
D&D down to my core, so
Nice. I love that. It's great. Some of your tiers right here real quick. You got PDF for $6. So it's just for issue 3. And then down here, you got the catch-up tier, issue 3 and the Qido. Am I saying that right? I feel like I'm saying that right.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And then cover A. This is a physical one for 15 bucks. Ships anywhere in the world. Perfect. So we have a lot of people that are in Canada, a lot of Aussies and New Zealanders, and a lot of the UK. So they kind of get hosed every time there is a thing, because a lot of times people don't do international shipping. But just in case, I will click this just to see what we got here for shipping. Okay, you're actually pretty good on shipping.
Yeah, we do the pirate ship simple shipping for international. So we tried to find a way to. It got to the point it was so ridiculous we stopped doing international shipping because we felt bad being like, hey, why don't you get one comic with $37 of shipping attached? But once we were able to do simple shipping and got that price down, we're like, okay, now this is a little more reasonable. And if you're someone that's international, we know it's rare you're going to go backing something multiple times from a campaign. We'll always go and just throw a couple of little things extra, like some trading cards or something like that we do.
That's cool.
We'll make sure you get a little something extra for your buck, so that way you know it's money well spent.
I like that a lot, because I know Glenn was heartbroken several times because he wanted to back a campaign and wasn't able to do it. And then I got to be friends. I know. So he is represented in this, but there was another campaign where it was like the first time that they were doing a campaign. They didn't really know how the international shipping works. So they just did only locally. So what I was doing was buying an extra one and then just shipping it myself because they wanted it so bad.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I feel so bad. But no, I think if you're going to do the international shipping, you have to know how to do the pirate ship, because it's going to be a lifesaver for your campaign and actually reaching more of an audience.
Huge.
Yeah. And I love this here. This is the one that we were talking about earlier. Miss So was here. I know she loves the Nightmare Before Christmas. I also massive Tim Burton fan. I have a ton of Tim Burton stuff like happening in that corner. It's probably why I grew up to be so weird.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yes.
I did last year. I wasn't able to do it, but for like 3 years I was doing Tim Burton Halloween costumes, and so I've been Jack Skellington, I've been Edward Scissorhands, I've been Beetlejuice, so it's a thing that I do.
How excited are you for Beetlejuice too?
I am so excited. I love that they're calling it Beetlejuice. That's just
that they have to do a third one. Beetlejuice.
Yeah, of course.
They have to now.
Naturally,
all hell
they're
breaks
obviously
loose.
as a film critic, I'm like, they know what they're doing. They're setting this up for like a
they are,
which is totally fine by me. I have high hopes for it. Trying to stay level, because usually if I have too high hopes, then I'm disappointed a little bit. But I'm super excited about it. It's amazing. It's gonna be great no matter what.
Yeah. So far, the stills and the things that I've seen gives me that nostalgic feel, and I'm like, yes. Plus, he did pretty well on the Wednesday, so I'm kind of upping my hopes, because it is literally one of my favorite things. I don't care how many times it's on TV. I'm gonna watch any Tim Burton thing. The Tim Burton Batman Returns is my favorite Batman movie of all time. And not only is my favorite Batman movie, I watch it during Christmas every year.
Of course, you have to. Yeah, that was the first one when I was a kid. That was like one of the movies I wanted to go and see. And that was kind of like my foray into like Batman and comics and stuff. So
you heard Beetlejuice is a sexy musical. It is on Broadway.
It is.
It comes around, so go watch it. Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard great things.
I have not seen it. I would love to see that. There's a couple that go around that I would adore to see. They would look fabulous. I mean, he did. What's the Demon Barber one? I forgot. He did Fabulous. The Demon Barber one was great. I love that. It was very dark tones. I love dark.
Why can't I don't know why.
Sweeney Todd.
There we go. Sweeney Todd.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Also, fantastic music in that as well. And then cover D. Ooh, got an assembly cast here. That's cool. $15. Nice. So who are these? Like all the characters?
That's most of the main characters and like secondary characters in the story. We tried to group them so that way it made sense. If you looked at that, you're like, okay, here's this group of characters that kind of go together. Here's this other group of characters that go together, and then here's this other group of characters that go together in like an opposition kind of way. We thought that would be a fun one to do, because we already had the cover of the character art for other purposes, so we could break it out individually. But we're like, we need to get this all in one spot. And if you go back to the cover C, really quick, that one is actually, it's really weird. Cover C comes after cover D for some unknown reason. That's how Kickstarter decided to alphabetize things this time. It was really weird. But cover C is called Through the Portal, and that is from Chess and Gwyn. They are a manga sister duo that have their own title, The Bohemian Trials. That is the fourth cover that they've done for us across their different titles. They actually did the main cover for I Am Qido. So that is Qido in an alternate reality version looking through a portal at what's happening in Shadow's Haven before he goes through. That is absolutely not the way that he gets pulled through a portal into the Heirs of Isildur Shadow's Haven world. But was such a great picture. We thought that'd be a fun one to have as a variant cover again on this one as well.
That's cool. I like that. I like that you can see the portal and everything. That's very cool. It's very well done. And then this is nice. Okay, so PDF catch-up tiers. You get issues 1 through 3 for $17. That's actually a nice deal there.
And all these are bigger books. So you're talking like 44, 48, 56 page books. So you've got like 140 pages there. So they're almost like 6 regular size comics in there.
Okay, so that's just issues 1 through 3. Then you get an extra issue here for the Nightmare Scenario Special Edition. Nice. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, Nightmare Scenario happened between Crossroads Conundrum and Perilous Prospects. It's a part of when we did the vinyl album. We took one small piece of what was going to be in Nightmare Scenario and made it into, or what was going to be a Perilous Prospects, and made Nightmare Scenario, put all the album lyrics and whatnot into that issue. So it's just another little piece that can be there.
Very cool. And then you have another tier with all the PDFs, which is everything for what else is excluding all the I Am Qido origin story. All right, cool. That's cool. You get a lot of stuff in that one.
And if you go over onto the story side, we did have someone request, hey, is there a reading order? And we're like, sure, there's a reading order. So we put that in there so that way you could see, hey, I just want to catch up on the Perilous Prospects? What do I need? I want to just catch up on the Perilous Prospects and its extended pieces like I Am Qido. What would I need there? I want just Heirs of Isildur titles with nothing else. Here's the pieces and what the order is. Or you can take the completionist path. I want everything Heirs that's ever been done, and I want all the extra pieces and how you would slot them together if you wanted to read them in chronological order.
Nice. I like that you added that on there, because a lot of people, when like they see like an issue 3 or like a 5 or a 10, I think a lot of people get overwhelmed.
Oh yeah.
And they don't know where to start, especially when you have like a couple like side stories and things, and they feel like they can't catch up. So there's no point like kind of backing. But I like that you've already included like catch-up tiers, and you've included that, plus you included your history here. So I think that is a plus to your campaign when people do that. So.
And we'll make sure that at the beginning of every issue as well, it's just like a TV show. They're like previously on. We'll make sure there's a page or two to try and catch people up on it. We don't just jump right in and have people be like, where are we even at? We try to make sure that the pertinent things that need to be known are presented at the beginning. So if you're just picking up this issue for the first time and you want to be able to jump right in and see what's there, that you do get a pretty tight Cliff Notes version of what you need to know so you can enjoy the issue ahead of you.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great. And then now that I'm thinking about this, I saved your I Am Qido. I think the last time it was up on Kickstarter, I think I saved that as something that I wanted to go in and back like another time when you guys popped on, because that's all the kind of things that I really enjoy. And I remember seeing one of the covers that you have on here as the campaign page, because I'm a super backer. I back all kinds of stuff. So that's what I like to do. Okay. So coming back here, for $33, you get was it physical copy?
Yep, physical copy of Qido and this issue. Because Qido's 80 pages, so it's like a mini graphic novel.
Oh wow, that's a big one. That's nice. And then you get book 3 plus a shirt. Ooh, nice. That looks like a nice shirt too. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, we have logo shirts, we have Heirs logos, Qido logos, we have many symbols. We do have a lot of fun with our symbols. We have a dual serpent shirt from Qido. We have the Soul Ripper shirt from Qido. We have the 13 o'clock shirt from Heirs. We try to make sure people can keep the story going. Once you're done reading it, it goes onto the bookshelf. But you've got the socks, the shirts, the music, things to be able to keep that IP out there in your daily existence, still enjoying it.
Nice. And here's like you get a book plus a sock. Are the socks add-ons as well? Like if you want to get a specific cover?
Yes, we make sure that you can look at our tier and see there's a lot more tiers than what you normally get. And we know that's a little overwhelming for people, but we do that because we know there's so many different combinations somebody might want. Somebody might want 5 different metal covers. They might want all the socks. They might want all the shirts, but they also might want to do like you said and go and add something else on. So we make sure that you have both options, the add-on option, or just going and finding one of the literal 46 tiers that might suit you.
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot because I think sometimes people put not enough tiers, and that kind of stales their getting to their goal faster. But when you add enough tiers on here, I don't think people get overwhelmed by it. I think they find one that they actually enjoy, because if you don't, you can just like do the tip backing thing and then or just grab a PDF type stuff.
Yep.
But I like it when there's a lot of options, because I'm an option person. I like to buy like multiple things when I'm checking out. So yeah,
there's the homage covers. There's the Metalocalypse cover, the Stranger Things cover, and the Nightmare Before Christmas cover together.
Oh, that's so cool. So you get issues 1 through 3 here, and it's $44. That's a good deal. I like that. I like that deal. And then you get the vinyl here. Nice. That's cool. That's a good deal for vinyl plus. How many tracks are on the vinyl?
10 tracks on that vinyl.
Oh wow, 10 tracks. That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's 5 songs for Heirs on one side, 5 songs for Tales from Nocturnia on the other. Hence why it's Heirs versus Nocturnia.
This is very cute. The well-dressed steampunk style. So you get a shirt plus socks plus issue 3, $55. Nice, very nice. The same thing for the samurai one. And then down here, what do you get? So you get Perilous 1 through 3 plus that story that we were talking about, the nightmare scenario, and the homage covers pack. Nice, $56. Cool. What else is here? You got all the covers. Yeah, $57. Plus the Qido, $58. Yeah, okay, you guys got a good wide range of stuff happening in here.
And yeah, we go way down into some of the craziest tiers, like, you know, if you wanted all the covers from Qido and all the covers for all the issues we've done for the Perilous Prospects arc. I mean, you've got 37 different covers or variations, because you never know. If we were like, you know what, nobody may ever pick that crazy big tier, but if it's not there, it's 100% guaranteed that they can't pick it because it doesn't exist. So we'd rather take the time to put it out there, because you never know. You never know. Somebody might happen upon the campaign and be like, I'm totally sold, and I got to redecorate my entire wall, and I got to have an entire wall of just these covers. Boom, there you go.
Boom. And you know who I think that would be? I think that would be right here, Dildo Gagans, who says for photo. I think he's the one that is going to be buying that and putting that on.
You broke Matt. Matt's broken now. You broke him.
Oh, that's the best thing I've seen in so long. Dildo Gaggins. Oh my goodness.
The picture on that, though, can we? Yeah. That's amazing.
That's incredible.
Thank you for showing up here, Mr. Gaggins. Thank you. And also, I hope you're back, because I think this will be right up your alley.
I can tell you what, I will say this: there's no Dildo Gaggins happening in the story at all. We try to make sure that we try to make sure that when we write the stories.
Not in this story, no.
Yeah, we try to make sure that we write the stories.
There's plenty of others in the comic industry.
That if you happen to like leave our book sitting on your coffee table, and your little 11-year-old nephew Johnny comes over and picks the book up, that you're not going to be like, oh no, Johnny read the comic. We're going to have an uncomfortable conversation with him real quick. We try to make sure that even if there's intensity in the story, which there is, even if there's dark stuff in the story, which there very much is, that it's not something that you're going to have to be worried about it getting into the wrong person's hands and then being like, oh crap, I just corrupted my nephew for life. Or grandma picked it up and now grandma wants to disown the will because I have this ordered entertainment.
In my opinion, even worse.
Yeah, because then I'm just going to be hooked on it and you're going to have to buy more. What's going to happen? So yeah, you got a lot of the metal covers. The metal covers will look nice. I like a really good metal. Where did I see that before? Okay, if you want to go check out more of their videos down there from the music, it's right there. But where is the? Hold on, I'm trying to get to where he showed all the shiny bits. Somewhere up here. No, there's like a page where it showed all the shiny metal covers. Where did that go? Oh, there it is. You can kind of see all the metalies right here, which look neat, or chromes or whatever's happening there. You can kind of get in on that, but yeah, that's nice. So if you want all the heirs, so this is for all the series. You get book 1 of all the different series plus the I Am Qido for $63 PDF. Nice. And then if you want catch up for physical, is this physical?
If it doesn't say PDF in the title, then it's a physical version.
Okay. So for PDF, you want everything plus a TCC. What's that one? It's TCC.
So TCC is the Crossroads Conundrum. That's the first arc, 268-page trade paperback. That's part illustrated novel, part comic. Okay,
that's very cool. All arcs, 5 issues, catch up, airs direct, $78. That's nice. $88. I think you get a whole shebang full of stuff there. It looks cool. If you just want the music, which is vinyl, so how many different vinyls are there?
There's just two different vinyl versions. There's just the Dragon's Lair version and the Portal version. Same album, just the two different color palettes.
Oh, okay.
And then we also have the Crossroads Conundrum, which is only on CD or MP3. You can get that through the campaign as well.
Oh, that's nice. That's actually a good deal for that. And then socks. If you just want a whole hunkin' lot of socks, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs of socks. $95. That's cool. I'm digging that. If you want shirts, you can get all kinds of shirts. Those are some bitchin' shirts there. I like what you got going on here.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And if you want socks plus physical issue, boom, you can get that right there. What's this? Also, you get shirts plus physical issue. You get that there. All the new stuff, standard covers. You get all the covers. Plus some other things.
Yeah, all the covers. That's sorry if somebody's like, hey, I've got everything you guys are doing. I just want to get the new stuff in this campaign. That way, okay, here's your covers, your shirts, your socks, and then a glow-in-the-dark guitar pick from Qido that we did not have in the Qido campaign. So we made sure that there's a glow-in-the-dark guitar pick there as well.
That's awesome. I am super into guitar picks. It means all the wieners are wearing masks. What's up, Barb? How are you doing? Could be, maybe you need a wiener mask for your next campaign. You never know. Completionist 18. Oh wow, that's a honkin' one right there. You get everything, I think. Bundle and save. Also, if you want to be drawn into the next issue, like you were talking about before, $265. That's actually a pretty good deal for this, and you get some books as well. So bam, that's awesome tier.
Yeah, we are well known for it. I think we figured out, Steph, was it 60 or 80 people, something like that have been drawn into our issues over time?
Oh,
so it was some crazy number. It was some crazy number like that. But there's a couple characters in that, like I said, we have the one character that has shown up in multiple different stories. We have one lady that one of our big fans that we've had to create like 4 different characters for her over time. Because she every time she gets drawn into something, we have to draw her into somebody different, and it's super fun when you're like, hey, we've like created this character that's not taking on a life of her own. One of the characters in the story that's based on one of our drawn-ins is named Helga the Town Lunatic, and Helga the Town Lunatic is based on one of our friends and supporters, and she loves it. She loves the fact that
she embraces it. She loves being the town lunatic. That's just her personality. Yeah, you guys
sounds like my kind of spirit animal. You guys are right now. Yeah, I need to be a character. Yeah, I could see myself in this book big time. I like that 2 people have already picked that up, and I like that you didn't limit that to like a one-time thing. I like when you get involved more in it.
We want anyone that
wants
awesome.
Get it. Awesome.
And the reason why in that one you see that it says you get drawn into the next issue. Now this one's almost done. Okay. And we wanted to make sure that people know, we'll still acknowledge that you're going to be in the next issue in this one. But that way people know, hey, look, this book isn't starting. It's not like they're going to go run the campaign and then start drawing page 1 after the campaign. The thing is almost done. So that way you now know, hey, that you're going to be in the next issue. You're going to be the next volume. And, we'll find something really cool to do for you in that next one.
That's awesome. I dig that so much. And then let's see if you want all the standard and metal issues. You're going to get a total of like 6 issues right here. $269. That is a good amount right there.
Yeah, we tried to make sure when you get to those larger tiers, we actually put at the bottom, hey, if you bought every item in here individually, here's what it would be. Here's the savings because of the bundle, so that way people can be like, hey, that's a lot of money. But if I went to your table at a show and try to get these things, you'd be paying like $80 more than that big number.
Yeah, I like that you did that, and I like that you put it down here because a lot of times people are trying to do the math in their head. Like I've seen people try to do that when they were in here to see how much of a savings they would get. Yeah. No, that's nice. Okay, so you want absolute metalhead, get 12 metal covers for $600. That is awesome. That is a good deal. Metal covers are quite pricey.
Yeah, they normally about $60. Hey, so Steph has to jump. I can sit here with you and go through the rest of the tiers if you want to know. Steph's got to jump out, but I can sit here with you.
Yeah.
We can go through the rest
of the do that. Yes.
Yeah.
It was very
If you
nice
want to
meeting
keep
you,
hanging, thank
yeah.
you so much for having us. Matt's going to wrap it up, and we
Okay.
hope that you guys can find enough interest to help get us over that goal. And for those who have backed, we promise you it's going to be an amazing ride. And thank you, everybody. The chat has been amazing and incredible. You have been great. We would love to come back on. Please have us on.
I would love to have you on.
again.
And before you go, I'm going to give you a concert recommendation. Go if you like the vibe that you did in the shows that you've seen. Go see Amon Amarth live. You will love it.
Oh yeah, Matt loves Amon Amarth. He's told me. He's taught me about them. See, I'm well versed in metal now because of Matt. Thank you.
Nice, perfect. Yes, you got to do the row.
Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you for having us on, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, and then. All right, she left, and then yes, Glenn is also have to leaving. He is several hours ahead of us in the UK, so I'm glad. Thank you for stopping by, Glenn, hanging with us and dropping links. You are a champ. Thank you. You gotta wrap it up. You always wrap it up, Shadow. Always wrap it up. Yeah, we're almost at the end here, but no, thank you so much. I had a very lovely time with you and Steph today. And
yeah, this has been great. This has been great. Definitely clear that we could talk about a lot of other things for a long time, for sure.
We could probably sit here and just talk for like 5 hours straight and not even talk about the things that you're working on, because that's the kind of vibes I'm getting from you guys. You guys are awesome. Yes, you guys got way more tears on here. This is awesome, man. You guys kicking some butt over here, and this is dope. So let me go back up here. So yeah, you guys well on your way to being funded. I have a feeling this will be done probably next hour.
That'd be great, because we have a lot of other things we want to do. We have a couple of great stretch goals. This is actually becoming. Hey, we know the economy's tough. We know that it's really tough to get campaigns to fund the way they need to right now. Previously, the last 3 Heirs campaigns we did like 10,000, 8,000, 8,000. We knew going into this one was going to be a much different time economy wise. So we understand that it's very difficult to come off of entertainment dollars right now. But if you're somebody that does have income that you can do that on, we are confident that when you get this, you're going to feel like, okay, this is money well spent. You're going to get a good looking product. You're going to get a story that actually makes sense and you want to be involved in. And you're going to make sure there's extra things that you get that are going to help expand that out to feel like, to see that we know that you guys have given up some of your hard-earned dollar and also your time to be a part of this. And we really, really appreciate that.
I appreciate you guys for absolutely just loving the product that you guys are putting out. And you could tell you guys love it when you're talking about it. And kudos to you for doing that, because a lot of creators fail to do that when they're talking about their project. They get kind of like intimidated by what's going on and they just don't do that. But no, you and Steph are great. You're going to go super far, and I see many, many, many issues with you guys happening in the future. So
well, I definitely appreciate that. And when this one is done, when we do our end of campaign live stream on Thursday night, we're actually going to, when that one is done, we're going to tell people what our next project is going to be, which is going to be fun. We're going to tell it in that chat. You know, as you see, we've done some stuff for a long time, and we know that some people are just happening upon what we do right now, and so they might have missed some fun stuff that we've done in the past, and you know, we know that maybe we might need to revisit some stuff, and that's all I'll say for now. But it's going to be a fun campaign. It's going to be a short campaign. I think we're only running it for 17 days. Then we're going to go from there. Nice.
And what you said you're going to be doing that on your show? You're going to be doing that on your YouTube?
We just probably stream it on Facebook Live. Probably stream it on Facebook Live and then Sim. We'll shoot you the link before we do that. But yeah, our end of campaign stream.
Our
end of campaign stream will be on Facebook Live from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So probably about 8 to 9:15 on Thursday the 29th. That's a tradition. We always will stream for the last hour and answer any other questions people might have. See if we can hype people up. One of the things that we do is which we haven't even talked about. We do post-campaign incentive drawings, and what that is so like. There's different groupings. Like the first 50 people have their own pot. The people that were in before we get to that minimum funding will have their own pot. You can get into the early, you get into the more top hats, basically you get your name in, and we'll randomly draw a name, and it could be, hey, you got a metal trading card that's going to get thrown into your thing for free. Last time we were skipping, we actually gave somebody a pair of gauntlets that we had that we just needed a new home. So leather gauntlets from GB Leatherworks. We've given away foil covers, just little things like that, just to say, hey, you know what, we want to make sure that we show appreciation and we do something for the last part of the campaign to keep the excitement up. To you know, if you're a last minute backer or somebody that increases your tier by even $1, you get added into an extra drawing at the end of the campaign. So, you know, we want to make sure people feel like they can get a little bit more squeezed out of their backing whenever they can.
Very nice. Do you have any, because your Facebook and all that is already linked in your Linktree and all the links I have down below. Do you have any other appearances or cons you guys are going to be going to in the near future?
Yeah, so next weekend I'll be doing just a 1-day pop-up for Spookala. So most of the gigantic Spookala festivals are now being held in Tampa, but they do little small, like 1-day market Spookala, like where it's all horror-based vendors at a local pop-up market.
Nice.
And so I'll be at that one. Then Steph and I will both be at Collective Con Jacksonville, which is the first con that we ever came back after COVID, and actually printed out the blueprint for how to do cons in that, where it was, you know, hand sanitizing stations, social distancing and panel rooms. All that came from Collective Con Jacksonville. And we were a part of that. So we're going to go back and be a part of Collective Con Jacksonville. Then we've got Spookala the month after that, and April. Those are the main ones we have coming up, plus the next Kickstarter after this one.
Nice. That's awesome. So yes, please come back for that. And anybody else in the chat have any other questions? Now's the time to do it, because we're coming up on 2 hours. I'm getting kind of hungry. We need some food and stuff. But yeah, I hope next year you guys get into Astro for sure, because it's literally a block from where I work.
Really? Yeah, we would love is if the way that conventions are right now, if there's a show that makes sense that we could get to that doesn't, you know, obviously one of the biggest things, especially Florida and California, traveling to Michigan, if there was a way for us to get there that would make sense financially, we'd be all for it. We do a show in Louisiana every August that we're guests at, and they make it feasible for us to get there and not lose our shirts. And so that's why we do it every year. GeeksCon, a great show. But yeah, you know, if there's a way to make it up there and if it was financially feasible, heck yeah, we do that stuff for sure. For sure. We want to get up there. Absolutely.
Yeah. We have a lot of past guests plus Dirk, because Dirk actually will be on coming up soon for his Homestead campaign. He's a lovely, lovely guy. We rocked out at Metallica. Yes.
Yeah, we're good friends. We're good friends or old friends with Dirk. And we have some pictures of us from Spooky Empire 2019, I think it was, where we all did a series of panels together with Dirk at that show.
You guys needed to get into the Top Hat game. Is what you need to do. You need to add a Top Hat campaign tier to your thing.
Well, I can tell you one of the things we did, which is it's not the exact pair, but you see these goggles on here?
Yes.
The goggles on here were made by GB Leatherworks. They're our leatherworking people. And we actually have a set. This isn't one of them, but the set that we made that's Heirs based, this little right here is actually one of our symbols. The 13 o'clock symbol is actually on the goggles.
Nice. That's cool.
You know what?
They did a great job on that. Nice stitching too. Oh, wait.
So you can't really see on this.
There you go. Oh, I can see the stitching. Yeah, I can see the...
You can see the 13 o'clock symbol. The 13 o'clock symbol's right there stitched in. Yeah, we do all kinds of fun, crazy stuff. We've done full-size Dragon Lord masks where like people could wear a full dragon mask. We do little baby dragon keychains, all kinds of stuff. You
might not be able to see that, but that was a full-size Friday the 13th Jason mask. I collect masks. I love masks. Pro mask person. So
really,
yes,
You might want to look at our add-ons if you're a real big mask person. We did so the glow in the dark shirt we showed you, that Soul Ripper shirt. We showed the guys from GB Leatherworks that they're like, hey, we can make a full-size wearable leather silver mask if you want. We put it in the campaign, and we literally have got, you know, a full-size wearable mask with the horns on it. To be honest, those things, it's better to put some LED lights in it and have it as a display item in a room like you have.
Dude, yeah.
It's sick.
Oh, I wear that, but it's chilling there as a decoration for now. But no, I have a purge mask over there. Like, I collect horror-related weird masks. I don't know. I'm weirdo. Also awesome at the same time. But let's get out of here because it's been almost 2 hours. But thank you and Steph so much for coming on. I had such a pleasant experience talking to you guys.
Yeah, it's great. It was great.
I loved it. It was so much fun. So hang on, let me do that. No, we're not so good yet. But yeah, we're gonna get out of here. Thanks to the chat. Go check out. I'm gonna drop the link one more time. to those that are on the Twitch and the Twitter, because they don't get the links that pop up when you highlight it. And go check out the campaign. They got 4 more days left. And yeah, go back it. Go check them out. If not, just go follow them and share it so other people can see the awesomeness that is the 2 of them and their work. So let's end this. So bye, guys. Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah.
Bye.